really like to focus on the daughter, father titles in this deck. But in this particular reading, it's standing out a lot. I feel like somebody really needs to heal the connection with their parents. So whoever this applies to could most likely be a feminine energy. And we see this little fawn curled up next to the mama doe. So whoever this is for, it's someone who's close to their mother, but they feel like their father is very distant, very cold, very harsh. Without realizing it, they may not know that this is influencing the way that they see masculine energy, the way that they see men in general. And even if you're not close to your mother, if you know that you have a masculine wound, this reading may still help you. But this will be specifically for somebody who is close to the mother. Sorry. With the Six of Cups, you see how there's all these roots? Like this is going deep, deep into your childhood. Something about going deep into your childhood allows you to open up like portals, new beginnings, new timelines, prosperity and abundance. But let's get some more details. Clarify Six of Cups. Six of Pentacles. Four of Wands. Two of Swords. With the Five of Cups, Nine of Pentacles. So this has a lot to do with independence. In their childhood, somebody saw financial abuse. And what I mean by financial abuse is that they possibly saw their father, who could have been could be air, Aquarius, Libra, or Gemini, or doesn't have to be. They just embody a lot of strong air energy. They saw them be the provider, the person that was in charge of finances. They would give to their mother what they thought was appropriate. Things to be used in the home. Interestingly enough, over here, the mother shows up with Mother of Pentacles, which tells me the mother was actually better at managing the finances, but the father was still in control of the finances. And to this person, it always seemed unfair. Why does the mother not take charge of the finances? She's the one that's in tune with the finances. This person isn't that great, but they're still the one in control just because they're the man. They might not have ever voiced these things. They might not have been in an environment where they could voice these things. But it left an imprint on them. This is somebody who strives for independence. So it created somebody possibly who is hyper independent. Because they saw what happens when you depend too much on somebody. Sorry, my allergies are kicking in. Yeah, they saw what happens when you depend too much on somebody. You lose your freedom. You see how over here, it's like she has to almost beg to get coins. And then what they think is fair is what they'll give. So yeah, this left a mark on a feminine energy. And now the way that they see connections with others is influenced by that. Clarify Three of Wands. Queen of Swords. Four of Cups. Yeah. The Ace of Cups. So somebody here, and remember, when we get correction or admonishment from Spirit regarding something, there's something about this that's coming up in your life right now. And Spirit's like, we need to address this because you're about to go through something that this mentality of yours needs to be addressed. So remember how the father showed up with King of Swords and the daughter showed up with Page of Pentacles? Well, that switched. Now the daughter is showing up as Queen of Swords. Meaning, with the Four and the King of Swords, that's the Five of Swords. They saw the father possibly play a lot of mind games, or not even mind games, because the Father of Swords is not really mind games, but more, they might have heard their father say things like, well, I'm the one that makes the ultimate decision. That's that, because it's my money. Very, it's Five of Swords. It's very, very mean, but it's very like, they feel like they're right. So it drove this queen into being in this place of like, I'm never going to have somebody tell me that. I'm going to be so independent. No one will ever be able to tell me that bullshit. So what it does is it leads them to rejecting assistance, rejecting help. And in a way, that is self-sabotage, because they're always afraid that it will be used against them, that it will, assistance or help will come at a price. And it limits them. So this is the forgiveness that needs to be, yeah, look at that. King of Cups. Somebody's father might have been a King of Swords. And keep in mind, if you had an extremely abusive father, I don't think this is your story. Because this is the story of a father who was strict, who was possibly the disciplinarian, but they're also King of Cups, which means that they love deeply. They care deeply about the people around them. They thought they were doing the right thing. That's where forgiveness comes in. That means that this Queen of Swords can look back at her childhood and really see evidence that her father cared deeply for her mother and for her, or for her siblings, because forgiveness is possible. And there are fathers out there that do things that, honestly, I don't know if I could forgive them. So you have to weigh this out accordingly. Only you know, if this is your story, only you know how you feel about the concept of forgiveness. Okay? Clarify Ten of Pentacles. The Emperor. The Hanged Man. Wow. And the Empress. Judgment. Okay. Interesting. So this is not just a Queen of Swords. This is an Empress. And she's reached Empress status with the help of the things she learned from her father and the help from the things she learned from her mother. But Spirit is telling her, you need to address this wound, because there's an Emperor headed your way. And this Emperor with the Ten of Pentacles, how do I put this? I'm getting multiple messages. One, there's a lot of wealth they could build together. Two, the Emperor is the type that will be capable, because remember, they're an Emperor. They're not just a King of Swords. They're all the kings. King of Pentacles, which means they have the Midas touch. The Empress's spirit guides are kind of holding this, like putting it like, wait. Energetically, wait. waiting for the Empress to heal this aspect of themselves, because the Emperor is by nature a protector, is by nature a let me help you. And if she has not healed that wound, by the time the Emperor shows up, she's going to end up rejecting the Emperor, because it's self-sabotage, right? Hold up. Oh, my nose is itching. Sorry. So they want her to make the right decision. They want her to not get into this power struggle of, so let's say that they, I don't know, let's say that they start a business together and the Emperor says, I'll put the money and you put this. Don't start getting into power struggles of like, okay, but already assuming that the Emperor is going to possibly be saying things that are derogatory or going on power trips. This wound needs to be healed so that that energy isn't brought out in this connection. And that could apply in multiple ways. So even if this is not your specific story, if you know that because of a father wound or a masculine wound, there's certain energies you bring out in connections, then be careful. Address that now before this Emperor comes in. Clarify, Daughter of Pentacles. Justice. Page of Swords. Page of Pentacles. There they are. And the Hierophant. Ah. Let's see. So another thing. Yeah. This Queen of Swords, Page of Pentacles, Empress, very likely interpreted marriage as prison. Because of the things that her mother went through, because of the things her father went through, because I feel like she saw both of them go through a lot. I think that they learned to interpret marriage as a very unfair and oppressive establishment. This is somebody who is very much in favor of divorce. But it's because a piece of them stayed in page form. A piece of them was so impacted by what they saw. Because this is the thing. Parents don't realize what to an adult might not seem like a big deal. To a child seems like a huge deal. Because their world is a lot smaller than the world of an adult. And whatever it is that this Empress saw, for her to reach Empress level, I feel like she's done a lot of healing. But this is like one of the last things she needs to address. She needs to question this about her childhood. Because it's made her very independent. It's possibly made her very wealthy as well. But ultimately, she's very afraid of letting someone else lead. As in, she can be in her feminine when she's alone. When she's alone, she can be a mix of masculine and feminine. But it could be when she gets into a connection, she goes masculine. Because she's afraid of being the one without power. Because she was taught that relationships, men specifically, will take your power. And for someone to be at Emperor mode, this is not somebody who would take your power. But she's already defensive. Clarify, Father of Swords. Nine of Swords. Five of Swords. Three of Cups. Page of Wands. There's a lot of page energy here, so I don't know how many siblings this person had. Or if they're an only child, it's showing different aspects of them as a page. But this definitely needs to be healed. Because what they don't realize is that their father dealt with a lot of pressure. And this is the part where obviously children don't realize this until they grow up and they turn into adults. But as a child, they don't really understand the pressure. They can't even fathom the pressure that their parents go through. And unfortunately, that same pressure is what makes parents almost trivialize what their children go through. Because it's like they're saying, you know, I see like a lot of memes out there, or people say things like, oh, I'm sorry, where their children are demanding something and they're like, the unemployed is asking for this. Like, they're saying, this little bitch don't even work, don't even pay bills, and yet they're over here demanding things. It's both parties. Sorry, now I'm getting. Both parties are having difficulties understanding the other. But their father may have tried to. What they don't realize is that their father might have tried to shield them from these stresses, shield them from these worries, these pressures. Unfortunately, it left them very. It put them in a place where they felt like, I don't need to be under more pressure by defending my decisions. So it would make them kind of get into this very ugly of energy of, I decided, I said, now fuck off. 5 of Swords, which is what I saw here. They don't realize the impact they were having on their children in doing those type of things. Because they might have created different children. Right now we're focusing on this Empress, but it could have gone the other way. For others, maybe this Empress has a sibling, a masculine, who does the same thing. Or maybe they have a sister who gets involved with people who are this abusive. You know, it's just, nobody has the intention of being abusive. It's very rare that people set out to be abusive. It's just, it was like a defense mechanism because they didn't want more pressure. And maybe they would get very